Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Thomas Creations and more. For today I'm excited to share with you a project that I made from a tutorial from Septeria 18 here on YouTube. I will link her video in the description box. And it is a gatefold pocket and mini pocket envelope that she made. I did do some tweaking to the sizes because of what I was going to use it for. So let me show you what I made. And this is the little gatefold card and then the envelope. So it's a little okay, it's a card that closes here and it's a gatefold, and I'll show you why. It opens up and it has a pocket inside, and I use some of That's Just Pennies printables, and I'll show you that in a minute. I am using these for little pen pal gifts and for my scripture swap in the coming month, I think for August. And so I use That's Just Pennies printables. I'll show it to you in a little bit. And they're little cards. It says you are strong, you are loved, you are chosen, you are redeemed. And in the back of them, it has scripture for what it says in the front. So you are strong, and this one says, for God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind, and so on and so forth. So that's what I am going to show you how to do today. Like I said, I did tweak Septeria 18's oh my goodness, tutorial just a little bit, because I wanted it to fit my needs as far as what I wanted it for and how I wanted to use them. And one of them is the size of this, because on hers they stick up out here, and I wanted them to be inside because I'm going to be mailing this, so I wanted them to hopefully fit into an envelope, and I think I got it down to the thickness I needed so I could mail out for one step. I'm hoping. Okay, so let's start. What you'll need is this paper right here. I purchased it and I don't remember from where, but it's a digital file for scrapbooking paper. So a scrapbook paper, this is 8.5 by 11. I printed mine out because I had it in a digital form. So you'll need 4 pieces of 8 by 11 scrapbook paper. I used this one. And like I said, I don't remember where I got it from. This is a printable from That's Just Penny. And I will put the link to where you can find it in the description box below. And they're the little cards. And then the ones with scripture. And then this one's empty. But what I'm going to be doing is, as soon as I find out who my partners are or who I'm sending it to, I will be personalizing right here with their name. So if I were sending it to myself, I would put Thelma, and then, you could pick out the little cards. That's what I'm doing there. So you will need 4. In my case, I use these on the little cards inside, but you can put goodies in there. If you see Septeria 18's tutorial video that I'm linking in the description box, that's what she did. She put goodies in there, but I chose to do this because I thought it would work perfect because of the little cards, and that's what I chose to do. So I'm going to need this printable, another 8.5 by 11, so that's 2, and then you're going to need 2 of either printable scrapbook paper or white cardstock. In my case, I'm using the white cardstock because I'm going to make these little cards, and since the cards, the ones I'm using, had little paper around them or a print around them, I wanted a white so I could have a base, see? And then these had already color and the back as well, so that's why mine is white. But if it depends what you're using it for, you can just use scrapbook paper and then layer it up there, but that would be up to you. So let's get started. What you'll need is, like I said, 4 sheets of scrapbook paper, 8.5 by 11, 4 of them. I will be using a mini envelope punch board, and a scoreboard, and I pulled out my mini one. I did, in my project, I used again, I've been using this a lot, and I really learned to love the color, and it is Shaded Lilac by Tim Holtz Distress Ink. A little blendy tool. What do you need? A paper cutter or scissors, so you can cut out your paper to the sides. Glue. So, let's get started. Alright, let me see, double check, let me pull this down, you can see up to that line. Okay, so let me take a seat. Just started my timer so that I know how much time because of the video. Alrighty, so what I did was I started off by cutting the little squares out, right, my little cards for my projects. I cut them out and I distressed the edges, just the front, with the ink. So these are done for the sake of the tutorial. For the one that you are going to use as a cover, you're going to need to cut this one at, you're going to need to cut this one at 3.5 by 8. And this one is 3.5 by 8 long. 3.5 wide by 8.5. I mean by 8 long to get your cover. So this is your cover right here. Then you're gonna take your little punch board, and on the 3.5 inch side you are gonna put this edge right here on the bottom mark. There is gold markings on the top, and on the bottom there's some that are like engraved into the mini punch board. You're gonna be using the ones on the bottom, the non-gold, not the gold ones, the ones on the bottom, on the 2-inch mark. And you are going to punch, and then you're going to flip it over, 2-inch mark, and you're going to punch. And you're going to do this to all 4 sides. So corner, 2-inch, punch, flip it over, 2-inch, punch. So you should end up with these marks on the side. All you're going to do is take one side and cut the middle part out. In between the 2 little valleys right here, you're going to take out the middle part. So just take your scissors and cut that out. Oops. And all you want, kind of try to do it straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. And that's it. Well, one more step. Then you're going to have to use your scoreboard, and on the 8-inch side, this is just a little stylus tool that I use to do my scoring. And you're going to score at 2 1/8. And I can't see because of the light. 2 1/8 is the score mark after the 2. And then you're going to flip it and do the same thing. 2 1/8. So then you're just going to fold these over, and that's what's going to make your little pocket, your cover. It'll close as a gatefold. And you're going to notice it pops, so you're going to put it down, but I won't mess with that until I put my pocket inside. So that's how you do the cover. Now for your pocket, the pocket inside right here, this pocket right here, you're going to need a 4.5 you're going to need a 4.5 by 3.5 piece of paper. Then you're going to get your scoreboard out, and on 2 sides, on these two sides, you're going to score at 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to flip it around and do a 1/4. And on the bottom, I'm going to do I am going to do 3/8. Is that correct? Yes, 3/8. So you're going to score 1/4, flip it over, 1/4, and on the bottom, 3/8. Then you're going to take your little mini scoreboard, because you're going to make the little notch right here. And so basically what you're doing is taking this 4.5 and you're going to put it in the middle, right? So you are going to now use the gold marks, and you're going to do 2.25, the corner, and punch. And that will give you the little notch in the middle. Okay. So now the next step is you're going to fold over, or you're going to fold on your score lines. Oh, no, sorry. Skip the part. Now here on your little cross right here, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut it straight across. All that happens right where it intersects. And what that does, it makes you have less of a bulk so they don't overlap. And I'll show you when I do it again. So fold them down. I'll show you when I turn it around. They're going to make a mitered corner. In other words, the corners are going to meet like this. Versus if you don't cut that piece off, they're going to overlap. So you're taking off that bulk. And so I'm just squashing it down with this bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use your finger, a credit card, anything to squash it down. What I did next was I took my distressing tool and I distressed, basically did this. See how it gives it a purple color? The reason I distressed it is because my paper is not double-sided, and so I was going to put white on white, and it makes it pop out a little more from the thing. So then all you would do is take this right here and glue it down in the center. Now this one's shorter because that one I did using the measurements of Septeria, but this one's this way. So you put it here and it will go around. Okay, so that's the pocket. While that dries, we are going to be working on making these little cards. Now, Miss from the tutorial, the Septeria 18, she showed us how to make, or she showed me how to make the little center tab. This one's a center tab. And I followed her instructions as she did it. But for me, since I was going to have 4 of them, I wanted a right and a left tab. So I messed with it until I finally got it. And so I'm going to show you how to make those. For those, you're going to need a piece, or 4 of them in my case, depending on how many you want to put. But I'll be showing you a center one and a left and right. So you'll need a 3 1/4 inch by 3 1/4 inch paper for each of the little cards with a tab. 2. Okay, for the one for the center, you are going to put the corner at the 2-inch mark again on the bottom, the ones that are engraved on the bottom. So you're going to put it at the 2-inch mark, and you're going to punch, and then you're going to flip it over, 2-inch mark, and punch. And now what you're going to do is we want to leave this little tab. this one. So we need to remove this one, the end pieces. So you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut them off. And that's going to give you your center tab. And that's following her tutorial. What I did different was I messed with a cardstock until I got the measurements to do the left or the right. And so it's the same paper, the 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Then you're going to take your corner, and on the bottom numbers again, the ones that are engraved on the bottom, you're going to put it down at the 4 1/2 inch mark on the bottom, and you're going to punch. Then you're going to flip it over, and you're going to take your corner and you're going to go all the way to the 7 and count all the way till you get to 7.8 mark right there. And you're going to punch. So you're going to be left with this. So what you need to do is cut off the end. And all you're doing is cutting to the little valley. And I'm going to turn it around here and cut off the end. You can use a paper trimmer if you want it to be more exact. So now you have either a right-sided tab. See how the tab's on the right? Or if you flip it over, you have a left-sided tab. So then all I did was I took my cards. And I distressed them in the front and the back. And where am I? Oh, there it is. And the little cards that I had cut out, all I did was I glued them in the middle. So I just made sure this was my project, right? That the scripture that went with "You Are Chosen" was together, right? So I glued that there, and then I glued the scripture that matched that, and I put it in the back. And I did that to all the cards. The only thing in my case that I had to be careful about was it's in here. That because mine had centers, 2 centers, and then I had 2. Remember I told you if you flip them around, there's a right side and there's a left side. There's a right side tab and there's a left side tab if you flip them over. So I wanted to make sure that I had a left and I had a right because I wanted them staggered. So now when they're in the pocket, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 little tabs on there. So I hope that you enjoyed the little tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know and I will be sure to answer them. Leave me a comment and I will get back to you. Again, it was from a tutorial from Septeria 18, and she'll be linked. Her tutorial will be linked in the description box. I did tweak it to meet my needs. I did not want the tab sticking out, so I made it a little longer so that the tabs wouldn't stick out. And I added how to make the right and the left side tab. That's the only difference from her tutorial, but I was so inspired by her tutorial. As a matter of fact, like I said, I made it in her size, which is this one, and this one is wider, I believe. Oh no, the other one's just a little narrow here. It just sticks, the little tabs stick out. But for my purposes, I didn't want them to stick out because I wanted to put them in an envelope, so I didn't want that sticking out I think this would be better as far as mailing. And I think this is what I need as far as mailing, so that it can be, I think it needs to be 1/4 of an inch, and this one's a little, I think it's under that. So I'm thinking I can get away with mailing it out for 1 stamp. So great flat mail project. So I thought I'd come on here and share it with you. Look in the description box for her tutorial, Septeria 18. And also for That's Just Penny printables. If you're interested in it, I think this little project is gonna be great for my pen pals and for my scripture swap. I loved the way it said that you are chosen, and then it gave you the scripture: you are redeemed, you are loved, and you are strong. And then I like that this piece right here was blank, because I can personalize it either with stickers or with my handwriting for the person that I'm sending it to. I love that I can write here on the side an encouraging note for them, and then it closes, and I can either make my own envelope, since I have the envelope punch board. I have the small one and the bigger one. I can make my own envelope, or I'm thinking that it will fit in a regular size greeting card envelope. So thank you for stopping by my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Any questions, concerns, leave them in the description box, and I will make sure to get back to you. I hope you like the idea. I think it'll make a great flat mail for your pen pals, for somebody. And like I said, I will put the link for That's Just Penny printable, and for the Septeria 18 tutorial, which this is made from. Like I said, I just did some tweaking because of what I needed for my project, or I wanted for my project. I hope you all have a great day, and happy crafting, everyone. Bye.